Hey man, what's going on with y'all boys? As y'all can see, it's not as hot no more, bro. You know what I'm saying? My boy Cairo, I hit him up. I told him, hey gang, you know what I'm saying? Send me some vids to react to. He told me to react to this one. You feel me? The 3 disturbing carnival horror stories, my nigga, 3 true ones. So he finna react to this motherfucker. I hope y'all niggas having a marvelous Thursday night, nigga, cause I am. First thing first, man. If you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel. You feel me? Roll to 1K. If you ain't new, I need a like goal, bro. Like goal of 20 likes, bro. 20 likes. How about this? Everybody who like the scary vids, bro, like the video right now. 20 likes, I'll drop a new one tomorrow. The same thing I do with my music. See, I ain't do no music reaction today because they didn't hit the like goal. I asked for 25 likes, they didn't hit it. It's not hard to hit the likes, bro. Hit the like button, bro. I got like 40 something down there, 50 views on that video. Y'all can get 25 likes. Come on, bro. But yeah, bro. On my scary vids, like I said, give me 20 likes. I say, yeah, 20 likes, bro. I'm gonna drop another scary video tomorrow, bro. I will have no choice. I'm a man of my word, bro. 20 likes, bro. You know what I'm saying? Cause I know y'all like these scaries. But yeah, so that's what I'm gonna start doing. I'm gonna make them wait 2 days for a music reaction just because they didn't hit the like goal. You know, I got them in my vault. I got everybody to do. So I got a list, bro. I got like 10 people. But yeah, next, my nigga, I got basketball IRL content probably coming this weekend. I don't know. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I kind of want to cut, but my barber kind of like when he put bumps under my neck, bro. It kind of scarred me from that nigga. I'm not gonna lie. And then like he moved. I don't know if he moved, but he been farther than normal, bro. So currently in the looks for a new barber, man. I'm just gonna be looking like Wolverine for a minute, but it's all cool, bro. I don't let anybody just cut my hair. I don't give a fuck who you is, twin. You ain't finna fuck me up. Let's get to the motherfucking story, man.
Starting a new job is always a mix of excitement and nerves. When I landed a summer job at a local carnival in downtown LA, I was just looking for some extra cash before my senior year of college started in the fall. The carnival was a typical setup with rides, games, and food stands, but its main attraction was the fun house, which—
Hold on. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna cut it up. I don't want it to be too low. I know y'all boys want to hear this shit. You know what I'm saying? I just cut my voice up a little bit and we'll just rock out like that. No cap. I do it.
doubled as a haunted house after dark. It was actually a solid structure that I think used to be some old guy's mansion or something. I was assigned to manage the funhouse, which was a favorite among the carnival goers. It seemed simple enough. Guide the guests in, ensure they have a fun, safe time, and observe them leave. At first, everything seemed straightforward. But then I started noticing odd things. It started with small discrepancies. I'd count a dozen people entering, but only 11 would emerge. At first, I chalked it up to miscounting. After all, keeping track in the chaos of laughter and screaming—
that boy, they be drunk. That nigga talking about he counted a dozen, but only 11 people emerged. Nigga, you forgot yourself.
was no easy task.
You 12.
However, as the days passed, the numbers just didn't add up. 7 went in, 6 came out. 10 went in, 9 came out. Was I going crazy? Something was off, and I couldn't ignore it much longer. One particularly busy
Let me stop
afternoon,
trolling.
a blonde girl
I
caught my
clearly know he wasn't talking about himself, bro. I know one nigga missing, bro.
eye as she walked up to the funhouse. She was drop-dead gorgeous, and almost seemed out of place amidst the childlike atmosphere. She couldn't have been more than a few years older than me. I genuinely had to do a double take. I'm not a weird guy by any means, but I couldn't help but lock eyes with her for a few seconds.
Boy, you better start counting that
She
double.
smiled, handed me her ticket, and I directed her into the attraction. After she disappeared into the darkness, I went back to my duties. Time ticked by, and I watched attentively as people entered and exited, sometimes asking me questions and whatnot. Admittedly, I was paying a little more attention to the guests that night.
Nothing to say, boy. You better pay attention, boy.
She left and maybe work up the courage to talk to her. Pretty soon, I started picking up on the fact that groups of people who had entered after her were beginning to emerge. A few more minutes passed, and I started getting worried. She should have been out by now. Compelled by a genuine—
This nigga finna go try to say that he finna act like he a superhero. I already know how this story going. He finna act like he a superhero, bro. You know what I'm saying? He finna try to be her Lord and Savior. He finna try to go crazy. He think it's gonna get us some cheeks. Okay, he think it's gonna get us some cheeks.
I decided to abandon my post for a few minutes and go looking for her. I stepped inside and locked the entrance door. I began investigating, navigating the dimly lit rooms and narrow corridors. I moved through the house until I came across something I hadn't noticed during my initial walkthroughs, a barely noticeable seam in the wall. I'm not really sure what I was expecting, but curiosity got the best of me. I pressed against the seam, and I heard a distinct click. I played around with it some more, and my jaw nearly hit the floor when I realized it was a hidden door. It swung open slowly, revealing a pitch-black hallway. I stood there in shock.
I'm closing that bit.
What in the world was this
I'm closing that bit. I'm just go ahead and quit.
It's definitely gonna have a long
I don't want to work here no more. Personal reasons.
Conversation with my boss about this.
Got nothing to do with me.
I walked into the hallway with my phone's flashlight guiding the way.
Yeah, you
I
tweaking.
didn't have much brain power to spend being nervous because I was still so shocked about the whole situation.
You tweaking, twin.
I got to the end of the passage and found another door.
Now go in that door.
I flung it open, and to my surprise, it was a concealed exit that led back to the carnival grounds. I breathed a sigh of relief as this discovery proved I wasn't going crazy. All those people I hadn't noticed leaving the attraction had probably stumbled across that secret door by accident and assumed it was the correct way to go.
Type shit.
As I walked back the way I had came,
There's one way to look
I
at
couldn't
it.
help but feel a little bummed out that I wasn't going to get the chance to talk to that girl. I'm not sure what came over me, but I decided to keep exploring the funhouse instead of returning to my post. I think a part of me just wanted a few extra minutes of this impromptu break I was taking. I walked through a couple more rooms, and that's when I noticed it. On one of the walls was another faint seam, identical to the first one I had seen. I again played with it until it clicked and swung open. I could immediately tell this one was very different. The putrid smell was the first thing I noticed. More concerning, though, was the fact that there was no corridor in this one, but a ladder that led downwards.
Hey, man. I ain't gonna lie. You go down there, you may say some bodies. Man, I go down there, twin. I'm telling you. Something ain't right about that shit. You shouldn't went in the first two doors. I would have just quit it off the first two doors. Simple. Now this third though, I definitely would have quit there. I'm telling you.
I was more confused than anything.
No doubt.
This door was on the ground floor, and I was told specifically that this place didn't have a basement. I debated climbing down, but I just felt awful about the prospect that the girl might be down there. So against my instincts, I began the descent. The smell only got worse as I climbed down into the darkness.
But bodies down there, I'm telling you.
I was expecting to find a basement, but what I found instead was far, far worse. I got to the bottom and pulled out my phone's flashlight. I was frozen in shock. I was literally standing in a tunnel that extended into the darkness. There was literally no way that this was part of the house above. The rational part of my brain screamed to turn back, to forget about it, but the mystery was too compelling.
What do you mean too compelling, nigga? Bruh, see, I be trying to talk better and be better, bro, but sometimes it's just a struggle because, like, that's dumb. That's dumb. What you mean compelling? Right? Nothing compelling about that, bruh. Then you talking about it stink. You a stink, nigga. That's compelling to you? I would have got the fuck out of there, man. Oh, God. In GTA. All this in GTA, but I would have got the fuck out of there in GTA. You tweaking. Tweaking, twin.
Further, being careful not to make any noise. The walls were damp, and the tunnel was completely silent. As I explored, my flashlight beam fell on something unexpected. A white, glittery purse was sitting in the middle of the corridor. I picked it up, turning it over in my hands.
Oh, with that girl's.
It looked familiar, and then it hit me. It was that girl's purse.
See?
I was sure of it.
See?
I started to panic.
I'm catching
on.
on.
Really down here?
I'm catching
I
on.
doubted there was any way a rational person could find this tunnel and not turn around, but the proof was literally in my hands. My mind started racing. Was she hurt? Lost? And then a more terrifying thought hit me. Was she alone?
She's done.
I didn't feel safe anymore, but I was in too deep. Violating every survival instinct I had, I yelled out into the tunnel for that girl. I waited. Nothing. I was just about to shout again when I
Trying
heard
to
the
be a
sound of
hero,
rapid
you done.
footsteps echoing through the tunnels. My first instinct was to run. I had every reason to believe whoever was running toward me was hostile. I turned around and bolted back to the ladder. I got halfway up and slipped, falling back to the bottom.
Tweaking, boy. Bro, not only, bro, you clumsy too, my guy. You clumsy too. You don't know how to keep nothing fake. You don't know how to keep nothing fake. Tweaking, man.
Right on top of me now. I knew I was done for. I braced myself for a fight, and then a voice rang out. A girl's voice. Her voice. She gasped, "Help me," clutching her side as if in pain. I yelled at her to climb up, but she insisted that I follow her back into the darkness for some reason. I told her there was no chance I was doing that and basically forced her up the ladder. We got to the top and I slammed the door shut. I asked her how in the world she ended up down there, and she couldn't really give me a straight answer.
This story better end with you got some, you know what I'm saying? It better end with you got some pussy. I ain't gonna lie, because you literally just saved her life. You know what I'm saying? You is her Lord and Savior. You know what I was saying in the beginning? You is the Lord and Savior. I ain't gonna lie. I thought you was trying to be, but you really saved her. You really saved her.
She kept saying she didn't really remember how it happened, just that she suddenly realized she was underground. She said she started hearing things moving in the dark and that there were voices calling to her. I didn't know how to process this. I asked her if someone had guided her
So
down
the scary
there.
ass music in my ear
She
though.
said she didn't remember. The weirdest thing about her story was that she was looking at me with this blank stare that genuinely freaked me out. I basically interrogated her about why she told me to stay down there, but she didn't answer. I had had enough. I wanted to get as far away from this person as possible. I called the police, but she opted to leave the funhouse before they got there. I never saw her again. The police investigated, and
Never mind, I ain't gonna lie. She was one of them. Bro, this story just went. Bro, this story just took me for a loop. So she was one of them. What I mean by one of them, nigga, she was a killer in GTA. Bro, she was one of them. So if you would have went back to the dark, you would have been done. You would have been done. The one time you use common sense actually probably saved your life.
what they found was actually insane. Apparently, this house had been some sort of safe house during Prohibition in the 1920s. As such, it had a bunch of secret passageways that led to a section of the underground Prohibition tunnels that hadn't been discovered. The owner claimed he had no idea about the house's history, but I was skeptical. I quit my job and got as far away from there as possible.
Tell ya.
I still have so many questions. Did the owner know about this? Was that girl almost kidnapped? Had someone knocked her out and took her down there or something? Was she part of the whole thing? I feel like there's a number of explanations for what
But I think she was part of that shit,
but all of
son.
them are equally
No cap.
terrifying.
Nah, that W story one, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Clap it up, bro. Clap it up, nigga. W story number one, nigga. I ain't gonna lie. That shit had me on my toes, nigga. That shit shocked me, bro. Damn. She was one of them for sure, buddy. She was one of them. I ain't gonna lie. Hashtag one of them in the comments. We got a hashtag one of them. No cap. She's one of them.
Ever since I was a kid, I loved carnivals, the lights, the games, the unpredictable joy of it all. I know lots of people find them weird and childish, but not me. Growing up in a small town in Indiana, it's not like there was a whole bunch to do, so whenever the carnivals would roll through town, you best believe I was spending as much time there as I possibly could. It's been over 20 years, and I still enjoy the atmosphere of a local carnival, despite what I'm about to tell you. I think my love for carnivals is something I'll never lose. I was like 10 or 11
bro.
when this
Fun
happened.
fact, bro. I never been to a carnival, bro. Like, have I? I don't think I ever been to a carnival. I ain't gonna lie. Never been to no carnival, nigga. Literally. Like, I haven't been to no fair. None of that. Just don't got the urge to, bro. Like, I don't trust people, bro. You know what I'm saying? I got a bad trust. You know what I'm saying? Bad trust problem, bro. You know, it's just, like, I don't like people, man. I wouldn't say I don't like people. I just don't. In GTA, it's just like, I don't feel like everybody don't got your best interest at heart, bro. So you can't you gotta think about it. You really can't be yourself outside in public, bro, because people criticize you for being yourself. You know what I'm saying? So if you go out here and be yourself, nigga just may try to kill you just because you yourself in GTA. You know what I'm saying? Bro, you never know. You always got to be on 10 toes. But the one piece that you got is when you at home. You know what I'm saying? You in your home, you in your room, you in your space. That's your own peace, bro. It's nothing like having a peace of mind. That's how I get my peace of mind. That's how I put my mind at rest when I'm in here. I know my brothers, them ain't on nothing. You feel me? I know my father, I can trust him, bro. Type shit. It's the only time I mind that peace, nigga. When I'm outside the doors, though, I'm on all 10 with everybody, nigga. All 10.
And I was a kind of nerdy kid growing up.
I'm a cool ass nigga, though. I'm a cool ass nigga in public, bro. I'm funny as hell. You feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? I get out there, you know what I'm saying? I'm still funny ass nigga, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, though, son. I don't trust people.
In the days leading up to the spring carnival, I found myself in the library reading up on whatever I found
Not
interesting
nowadays,
at the time.
bro. Nowadays, bro. It's just
For
getting
whatever
crazy,
reason,
bro.
I wound up in the history section.
I knew it was a net over
I
here, bro.
remember the books being literally caked in
Damn.
layers of dust. That's how long it had been since they were even touched. I was flipping through a book on the history of our town.
Fucking net
A
wanna come
small,
by my
faded
light, bro.
slip of paper fell out from between the pages. Confused, I leaned down to pick it up. To my pleasant surprise, it was a ticket for our local spring carnival, dated over 15 years ago. The odds of something like that happening had to be extremely low. I was ecstatic. This ticket would make a great addition to my miscellaneous collection back home.
Type shit.
What was even cooler, though, was the fact that the date on the ticket was just 2 days away, when the carnival would certainly be in town. As I predicted, the carnival cruised into town the next morning, so I figured why not use the old ticket, just for laughs, to see what the booth attendant would say.
Fuck it.
I wanted to get it punched anyway. The next evening, I headed to the carnival with the ticket safely tucked away in my pocket. As I approached the entrance, the carnival seemed just as lively as ever, the air filled with the scent of cotton candy and popcorn. I pulled out the ticket at the gate, handing it over to the guy at the booth. His face changed the moment he saw it. He went pale, his eyes widening slightly before he masked his reaction with a forced smile. It was honestly a little creepy. Enjoy your evening.
I would have been like, hey, bro, what the hell you got going on? I'm like, you good? You straight? You straight? All right. You're making so.
He stammered, handing me back the ticket without punching it.
Without
I was so
punching it.
weirded out by his reaction that I forgot to ask him to punch it. I shrugged it off, though, thinking maybe he was just new and confused about the old design of the ticket. I wandered around, played some games, and enjoyed a funnel cake. The night was perfect.
Funnel cake be
but I
hand
couldn't
twin
shake the
on
feeling
me.
that something was off.
I don't be eating them bitches like that,
I
though.
felt eyes on me, observing.
Them bitches good as fuck, though,
Maybe
when
it
I
was
get
just
one.
paranoia. I tried to ignore it at first, but I kept noticing the carnival employees giving me weird looks. After a while, I got fed up and decided to ask one of the older game operators about it. I found a kind-looking elderly man running the ring toss booth. I showed him the ticket, and unlike the booth guy, he didn't even try to hide his shock. He glanced around nervously before leaning closer. "Young man, where did you get this?" he asked. After telling him where I found it, I started feeling uneasy about the whole situation.
Hey, man, stop showing that ticket, bro.
Maybe I should have just kept the ticket at home.
You should have
Found
kept it to
something you weren't
yourself.
meant to find, the old man started, his voice dropping to a whisper. "This ticket, it's part of a story that the folks around here don't talk about much. About 15 years ago, something terrible happened during the carnival, right here in this town." He paused as if weighing whether to continue. "There was a young worker, name of Ryan, nice kid. Everybody liked him. He was responsible for one of the rides, I can't remember which. One night he just disappeared, vanished without a trace. The police found his wallet, but there was nothing in it except a ticket that looked an awful lot like this one," he said, gesturing towards my hands. The atmosphere around us seemed to drop.
Yo, I got the golden ticket for real, bruh. You dead ass got the golden ticket, bruh. That boy hit the lottery. You hit the lottery, but you didn't hit the lottery, bro. Got the golden ticket, but the bad part about the golden ticket, it's a bad golden ticket. It ain't a good one. It means something very bad.
A few degrees. He continued. They searched everywhere, even drained the local pond, but no sign of him. After that, strange things started happening every time the carnival stopped here. Accidents, things going missing, odd sightings. People said it was Ryan trying to come back, or something worse that took him. I could feel a chill running down my spine, but a part of me was skeptical.
I would have got
"Do you
down.
believe that?" I asked.
Got rid of that
The
ticket
old
so
man
fast, boy.
shrugged. "I've seen enough to keep an open mind, but the point
No
is,
doubt.
the ticket you found might stir things up. It's best you get rid of it, leave it here." He then motioned for me to give it to him, but I was reluctant. I looked down at it, reading it over again as if there was some kind of secret I was missing. How could a ticket be the cause of all of that? I questioned, still not fully buying it. The look in his eye got darker. His tone switched, almost as if he were angry. He told me to give it here, almost in a growl. I considered it.
That nigga the man in
concluding
that
some
shit now,
stupid
nigga.
story wasn't worth giving up such a cool souvenir. I told him no. and he actually sprung up with a quickness that startled me. He reached for the ticket, his fingers grazing my hand. I jerked back instinctively, clutching the ticket tighter. The old man's expression
Your boy
morphed into
finna,
something
hey, he
desperate, almost
finna,
predatory.
finna go down
"You
by
don't
that ticket, boy.
understand," he hissed, his eyes darting around as if expecting something or someone to emerge from the shadows. I backed away towards the tent's exit, my heart pounding. "I think I should go," I stammered, turning to lose myself in the crowd. Behind me, I could hear his calls, a mix of pleading and warning. I didn't care what he was saying, though. I let the bustling crowd around me drown his voice out. My mind was racing, not even about the ticket, but more so his aggressive reaction.
Type shit.
The joy of the carnival had been spoiled. I left earlier than planned, the ticket burning a hole in my pocket. Over the next few days, my luck seemed to turn sharply. I missed catching the school bus, scraped my knee pretty bad in a bike accident, and worst of all, my best friend accused me of stealing his favorite baseball card, something I would never do.
Oh boy, you got bad luck from that ticket, boy. God damn, boy. I ain't gonna lie. Should've got that shit. Should've got rid of that shit.
Though. I remember coming home one night to my mother in tears after losing her job. My brother broke his leg skateboarding the night.
Hey, bro, get the fuck out of the way. Get that ticket off, boy.
Dean also passed away a few days after that.
Oh shit!
A dark cloud had settled over me since that night at the carnival. I couldn't help but remember the old man's warning about the ticket stirring things up. It seemed ridiculous, but then again, so was the string of bad luck that followed me. My dad laughed when I told him about my theory. He told me that there was no such thing as ghosts, and that I shouldn't be so
There ain't no such thing as ghosts, man. It ain't happened till you got that ticket, boy. On me, should never got that ticket, boy. Should have listened to that man.
superstitious. One rainy afternoon after school, after a particularly tough day where I had forgotten my lunch and had to go hungry, I pulled the ticket out. I stared at it, this small piece of paper that had brought nothing but trouble. Feeling a mix of anger and fear, I decided I had had enough. I grabbed my raincoat and boots and trudged out to the creek that ran behind our house. My heart felt like it was pounding out of my chest as the rain soaked through my hair.
Type shit.
Standing at the creek's edge, I took one last look at the ticket before tearing it into tiny pieces and watching them get swept up by the current. It's just a piece of paper, I thought. Things started to look up after that. My friend found his baseball card and apologized to me, and we became friends again. I didn't miss the bus a single time that school year. My mom got a better job in the next couple of days. Whether it was all a coincidence or that ticket really was cursed,
Give me that
I couldn't
ticket.
say. But one thing was for sure. I learned to be more careful about what I picked up and brought home. I don't believe in the supernatural, even after all this stuff happened to me. My parents like telling me that I imagined everything because I was so young. It's still hard to fully explain it, but I've long since accepted it as one of those weird coincidences that you just can't explain.
No, it was definitely that ticket, my boy. It was definitely that ticket. And y'all know how this go. We doing part 2 tomorrow, bro. I know, bro. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, bro. But you know what I'm saying? If y'all want part 2 tomorrow, bro, 20 likes. If y'all don't get the 20 likes, I will be dropping this Saturday. You know what I'm saying? So 20 likes, bro, y'all can get it tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? No cap. I promise you niggas. You got my word, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because tomorrow I got to do music and all that. But you got my word, bro. I will drop it tomorrow. 20 likes, man. W story, though. Now, the first story was insane. I fought with the first story, though, the most.